Hey love, welcome to the ChiLove radio show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio and Spotify Premium. We all know that the ChiLove show is sponsored by ChiLove LLC. Welcome this Monday. It's a rainy Monday, but I love the rain. I hope all is well for you all. We will begin this day with some announcements. Pop Radio Worldwide welcomes new hosts. If you are interested in having your own radio show here on Pop Radio Worldwide, connected to iHeartRadio and Spotify Premium, contact Pop Radio, POPRADIO WORLDWIDE, Pop Radio Worldwide at gmail.com. Also, March 14th, we are having the Shy Back event. It's a workshop for the models and the actors who are interested in taking your careers to the next level. You should be here March 14th for the Shy Back workshop. You can get your tickets on eventbrite.com. At 12:01, 3/10/20, the movie Magic will be released. You can get it at Walmart, Redbox, Amazon Prime, Google, Hulu, Netflix, In Demand, Tubi TV, Vudu, Pluto TV through Maverick Films. You can also check it on Video on Demand and the streaming medias. So make sure to check that out if you were not able to come to the premiere that we had here in Chicago. This is a movie that I was in. OMG, you all want to see my love scene that I have up in this movie?
Ooh, shot.
Ooh, all right. So in today's news, I would like to talk about the two teens who were in custody after fires were shot at Chicago police. Now, apparently, allegedly, someone called the police and reported that they saw someone with the gun. This could be true. I don't know. From the medium that I come into contact with, a lot of people are not calling the police anymore like they used to. But of course, they have to say that they received some type of call to come and intervene. Nevertheless, the police received a call after receiving a report of a person with a gun, where they allegedly encountered two boys running into the alley where the boys began to just start to shoot at them. Now, thankfully, these boys were 14 and 16 years old. Thankfully, the police did not return any shots back. No one was injured, and the police did recover two weapons on Chicago's west side. 14 and 16 years old. These are still adolescents. I do want to say thank you to CPD, to 12, as we call you all, for not shooting these young boys. Thankfully, you all didn't get shot. I know that you all have families and everything too. But we have to do something else, because these boys should not have felt comfortable enough or the need to have to fire at police officers when on the side of you all's cars it says that we serve and protect. Unfortunately, there's not much clarity in who you all are really serving and protecting when you're out amongst the people. So even when you're coming across in a way to help, because let's just say a concerned citizen called and said she saw somebody out there with a gun, and you're coming on behalf of that lady or that man who called you all, you now have these adolescents who have very poor relationships with the police. So whereas you all were going to just come in and rectify the situation, we don't know what type of fear that they were feeling. We don't know what reasons they had to even have that gun in the first place, because we have these ops out here on the street, and then they see the boys in blue who they consider ops as well. It's just really a situation where we all need to come together to do something.
Can I ask you a question, honey?
Yeah.
How can we give the youth can we give them advice on how to deal with the police when they're approached by the police, so it doesn't become more hostile and escalate to what happens in Chicago nowadays when some of these youngsters are approached, and a lot, our nature in Chicago, New York, and California, we know to be belligerent as soon as we're approached. So can we give the youngsters some advice if they're coming with some of this police contact or illegal stop and search and stuff like that?
So first of all, the loves, respect goes a long way. And I know because of what we have encountered in the past, and just day to day with interactions with a lot of police officers, and I'm not going to say all, because that would mean that every single last one of them will be in on this type of just belligerent behavior, and sometimes the cops start acting.
Pop got a cousin that's a cop, Melanie, and he's one of the most humble and helping. I can't even see him as a cop, so I hope it's more him out there on the force. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, hopefully there's more good than bad.
Shout out Ruben, man. I know Ruben a good cop. You know what I'm saying?
And so, ChiLove salute to the good cops. I know the Roger Washington. I have some family members. So, but to the ones who act like they are still dealing with bullying issues from back when they were a child, and now because of the badge and everything, they feel like they have something to prove out in the street. You have to be mindful of them. You need to, it'd be great if you had some type of ID on you. Because if you don't have any ID, they could definitely take you in and make you sit there. So it'd be great if these children could start to have some form of ID on them. If a cop is approaching you, find out what is going on. Try to be as respectful as possible. And police officers, you all need to be respectful as well, regardless of your badge and your gun and your title. This is still human to human. It's just different titles. These are still children. So being respectful, answering questions as best as you know how, without implicating yourself, because that's your right.
And don't let them throw you off your square.
And not letting them, sometimes with the little, they use psychological techniques to throw you off your square, to get you riled up, sometimes depending on who the officer is. You must stay calm. Although they are the ones who are supposed to be trained in this, they are supposed to be trained in how to deal with a nervous, afraid, civilian, someone who has already been going through abusive situations or whatever. They're supposed to be trained in knowing how to handle that and de-escalate the situation. But all the time, the person with the badge is not the calm one. So in order for you to get home and to decrease your mother's tears, be respectful. If the police officer does not have you feeling like you're unsafe, don't just pull a gun and start shooting. Y'all could have shot somebody else. And that's the issue with the little Chiracians. When you shooting, you're not even hitting your target. But thankfully, we did not have another situation where we would have to be all out in the streets like we were with Daquan McDonald, because I was out there. That was horrible. I think a lot of you all do not understand how much love you really have until something happens to you, and then you see the outpour of cries and concern from people who never even met you, just because you never had a chance to live your life. Everybody is growing, and we need the youth to step in and step up so that you can continue building these legacies, so that we can continue this Black history excellence. And we need to find a way for the CPD and for the residents of Chicago to come together to where we are respecting each other and adhering to the laws as close as possible. I actually had an idea of people up in the district actually like having events where you're coming to introduce your child to the people at the police station. And that could be good or bad. Because if you know that this is my son, you know that this is ChiLove's son or ChiLove's daughter, and you kind of got an idea of, you know, where our babs are at with that, and you seeing something going on, then you can bring me my child. We can sit down and work out what is going on versus you not knowing this face from any other little face and everybody looking like a savage and a little monster to you. Whereas if you kind of have an understanding of what's going on in the dynamics of the land and the dynamics of the people, it could be more of a camaraderie there. We're able to just participate with you all and help to keep our area safe, because ultimately that's what we all supposed to be wanting, right? But then at the same time, going and introducing your children to the police, you know, may not work out depending on who the police officer is, because we do know about police officers who will know your information, a little bit about you, and will put something on you. So that's why I always go back to your character, people. Regardless of the title, the status, the weapons that come with it, your character means so much. And if you have the type of, you want the type of rapport to where you don't have to come out here into the streets and be afraid for your life every day, because I know officers are afraid for their lives, as you should be. And people are afraid of their lives. If we can get it down to where there is some type of calmness in us knowing that initially we're not out here to hurt each other, that we're trying to get down to the bottom of things to have a solution, then I can see some brighter days. So I just wanted to tell those CPD officers, tell 12, very good for not shooting that 14 and 16-year-old boy out on the west side. Hopefully the parents get involved, the community get involved, whoever needs to get involved and find out why these boys had these guns out here. Are they trying to protect their own lives? You know, we can't just classify them, tag them, bag them, and throw them away. But we will be right back with the ChiLove Radio Show on Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium.
Shit in my email. They shooting shots at a real nigga. Let's go, son. Prince of pain.
Pull up. I got him. Pull up.
Hey, welcome back to the ChiLove Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium. So, on the 8th which was yesterday, was International Women's Day. You all know that I am about women empowerment and just empowering people, period. Especially in a society where we as women are pit against each other, told that we are competition, are made to demean each other. We're given the message that all of us can't win together. We got to take each other's heads off. We got to, cut each other's throats and so forth. And it's really, really unnecessary. What we need to start to do is just come together. Our character, just because you are a female, does not necessarily put you in the category of a woman. Your character and the way that you treat yourself, the way that you treat others, plays an important role in the type of friendships and everything that you build. And if you have someone who is there for you and with you, I would feel like it's logical to return that same kindness, return that same loyalty, and develop a sisterhood. This is Chicago, so you can find pretty any and everywhere. We're beautiful here in Chicago. And some females are so stuck up on their looks and the shape of their body that they feel like they can have a nasty attitude. And we have had certain songs who have promoted this. If you're not seen with a bad attitude, whatever Nelly was saying, as long as she was looking good, it didn't matter how her attitude was. Well, your attitude does matter in regard to forming relationships, especially with other women. what your feminine wow works on that man, it's not going to work on another woman. I don't want what you have. So how are we going to treat each other as women? And then, you know, we have those women who are able to honor another woman, accept another woman for who she is, be open enough to understand her story, even if it may be different from yours. And we have women who know how to check in on your friends, be that support for them when they need it, whether or not you agree with what's going on or not. And then we have some of those Team D, you know, a pick-me-ass chick who will cut another woman's throat just to try to get whatever she wants or to get close to a man. And a lot of times that's when the drama really starts to kick up, when it's a man involved. And is this man going back and saying this to her and this to her, and now y'all don't like each other? I feel like a lot of women probably would get along a lot better if it wasn't for a particular man or some men involved. One thing that you must realize is that you're a woman first. You're a female first. So you have to identify with those feelings, and the fact that a woman is being mistreated, period, should not be okay with another woman. But unfortunately, we have some women who have been conditioned by that pimp hand to, you know, put that bottom B down there out there in the streets to try to condition a woman's mind to accept certain behaviors that she know good and well should not be accepted. So if you're one of those type of females, and when things start to happen to you, you know, take it as a learning lesson and reflect back on the type of woman that you are, and the type of friend that you are, and the type of female that you are to another female, to where you would prefer to see another woman get chopped down versus help to lift her up. Those are liabilities. We are here and we're doing such greatness, and there's no reason why we can't all come together. It doesn't have to be, you know, on the phone all the time or over each other's houses kicking it. A level of respect and honor as a woman, period. And if you're gonna gossip, do it in such a way that you're trying to find some sort of solution for your fellow sister. And I am hesitant around a woman who say, well, you know, you can't. I'm around a woman who says you can't trust a woman. No, you can't trust a bitch. And I'm looking like I can't trust you. Women sneaky. Women be in some that is on some other stuff. They was conditioned a certain way. But overall, no, that's not the nature of a woman. If your sister's hair isn't correct, help to correct her hair. If she got something to where her clothing is off and you see she finna take a picture, help your sister out. If you are aware of something that could be damaging to her, help your sister out. Don't be the conduit to continue to push more bull crap. But then when something happens to you, you want the women to rally around. To beget, you have to be a friend to beget a friend. We have no reason to have to constantly come at each other's heads when there is more than enough out here for all of us. We have to look within to see what it is about us that is making us feel like we have to tear another woman down. And then you have women who are passive aggressive. So they throw shots and they throw shade. For what? How is this building us as a people? We need to be more understanding with each other. We need to be more patient with each other. We need to learn how to encourage and uplift one another. We need to learn how to speak to each other. A lot of females call other females, hey bitch. And it's he, and everybody is all good. But if you actually take a step back and look at the pattern of their relationship, you seeing that girl is actually doing some bitch shit. She called you a bitch for a reason. Or you so loose with your tongue with the little low-key disrespect that as soon as something for real happens, everything gonna hit the fan. Because you already are establishing disrespect and whatever type of little rapport that you have going on. You should not have to worry about confiding in another female and they going back and dogging your name. They going and calling you all type of dummies or switching your information around, and then people wonder why girls not getting along. Look at how we treat each other. And then, Lord have mercy, let a man get involved and your wigs is flying, you're in the club, you're fighting on the floor, no panties on, just going crazy. For what? We don't have to tear each other down. It's a bunch of pretty girls here. We should be doing our pretty girl thing and continuing to elevate. If for some reason the energy is not matching up, we don't have to disrespect each other or tear somebody down. You could not mess with a person and not tear them down. Did you know that? If you don't remember, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Versus trying to drag somebody's name through the mud. And females are known for that. It's pathetic. We don't have to do this to each other. We need to protect each other. You know, we hear about the man is supposed to protect the woman. That's not really what's going on this day and age, is it? So when we see that the protection that we were taught we were supposed to have has not quite manifested yet, we need to come together to protect each other. But I know some people say, well, it's a man's world. Then, it is what it is. But you still have a voice. And you can still stand to protect your sister. We should all be protecting each other and helping each other elevate. Coming with feelings of sincerity. Knowing that if we don't have anything else in common, the fact that we are still females, we have that in common. We all love somebody, that's in common. Let's start looking for the things that we have in common with each other versus the things that we disagree with. We don't need to be tearing each other's heads off, hormonal imbalances, time of the month, to get all type of extra, circumstances that can help to throw things off. But you know about that process. So why not have more patience? Try to have more understanding. Try to actually and find out what's going on within you that has you so against your own kind. That's the problem. So before we go on this little break, I just want to give a few little shout outs to many people on this little page. So I'm going to say Antoinette Hollis, Tracy Hollis, Sheila Moore, Leonette Washington, Nikki Jenkins, Gloria Hogan, Jennifer Harrison, Lamisha Bradley, Sheila Rags, Otherwise Campbell, Sharice Jones, Darlene Jones, Roche Chi-Town, Tennille Jones, Cassie Ray, Barbara Foster, Rachel White, Miranda the Right Way, Keisha Coleman, Mika Luciano, Drea Hart, Go Getter, Treasure Nicole, Danica Jackson, Lee Island, Keisha Monet Atkins, Angel Dixon. These are some women that I just want to give a shout out to and tell you all to continue to love, to continue to protect. Be there for your people. We will be right back with the ChiLove Radio Show.
Sometimes I wonder how I keep from going under, how I made it out the trenches, how I made it out the gutter. Do it for the block, keeping out shit locked. And who need a gimmick when your shit is hot? Feeling so immortally, never fold, make them bleed. Worldly, I had to seize the cards that was dealt to me. Prophecies of a G, hip-hop ain't that too deep. Poetry and loyalty, all about the family.
Hey love, welcome back to the ChiLove Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeart Radio, and Spotify Premium. I was shouting out some ladies who I like to encourage to just continue to dwell deeper into love with the fellow sisterhood. To shout out to who I'm seeing characteristics of a true salute to you. You know what I'm talking about? It's some in you that I see. If I'm calling your name, I got a specific type of love for you. So I'm going to continue to go on. We had Cassie Ray, Marbury, Rachel. We did y'all, yeah. Treasure Nicole, Danica Jackson, Leanne Island, Keisha Atkins, Angel Dickinson, LaShonda Barton, U-Boy Sister Sanders, Maxine Moan, Tonette Holden, the crew, Christy Williams, Jatarian Dancer, Angela Tamika, Nietzsche, Tutu, Sugar, Poochie, Kanisha Rags, Yemi Coco Smith, Jessica LaShawn, Amber Johnson, Queen Deborah Madison, Anthony Carey, Darlene Tate, and so many more of you beautiful women out there. But I just want to give out a few shout outs to you women who are doing your thing one way or another. I am proud of you. Just keep it going. Just keep love going up in your heart. Let your energy impact your environment. You're very powerful. ChiLove salute. So now let's talk about our power. And in our power, we have control over ourselves. We should. And control over who it is that we are in life, who we become in life, and the things that we do, right? So we set up these goals and things that we have for ourselves, and with these goals we must invest in ourselves. And that's something that a lot of people aren't really catching on to. You can have all the goals that you want, but if you aren't really willing to put in the work to reach said goal and make it come out the way that you envision it to come out to, then what are you doing? You making music, but you're not willing to invest in a radio station or some type of platform that's going to push your music for you. If you're constantly looking for the free and you're not bankrolling your own venture, I'm not really seeing how you're going to reach the pinnacle of success that you would like to. Everything requires work. And investing in yourself, you must learn that some things are to be sacrificed and some things are not. We're going to start off with what not to sacrifice, because I've been noticing over the years that when people, especially like in the industry and stuff, you all are sacrificing families. You sacrificing families for the goal. I have seen numerous relationships and families be torn apart because this person is so into his rapping or whatever it is that he is doing, that wow, he has definitely just lost his family behind it. Now, yes, are you supposed to help your person out and support them in their endeavors? Yes, but to the point to where you're not taking care, you don't have the balance to where you can take care of business and take care of home, that's a problem. you constantly telling your child, I can't do for you because you're doing over here for the business. And yes, in the long term, if everything pans out the way that you envision it to, okay, yes, the bag will come, but this child is in need right here, right now. If the child is hungry today, you can't say, son, I'm going to feed you after I sign this contract, after I get this deal. If you agree to be with somebody in a relationship and this is your woman, you can't say, and something is going on now, you can't just throw her to the wayside and not come and address whatever issues is at the table at that point. There needs to be a balance. I'm not seeing the alcohol being sacrificed. I'm not seeing the drugs be sacrificed. I'm not seeing the time with the gas be sacrificed. But I'm seeing a lot of the families being sacrificed, especially in this industry when it comes to following your goals. So that's just something I, hope you all, try to find out, like, why is that? But some things to sacrifice. Perhaps minimize your smoke intake, or minimize how many bottles you ban a week. Minimize other things in your life that you know are not necessities, so that you can put the money together to invest when you know that somebody has a platform where they can help to push your stuff, or advertise and promote you. You want to take your career to the next level? We have a workshop going on this week. So if you are an actor or a model, you're coming to obtain information on how to take your craft to the next level. Now, some people won't even invest $50. You can't even get a whole 7 for $50 no more. But you want to get out here and you want to push your stuff and you want to get out, you want the clout with what you're doing, but you're not really putting in any type of work to really, get it done at the level that you would like. You have to invest in yourself. Yes, it's going to be some sacrifice. Yes, it might be some sleepless nights. Yes, you might have to penny pinch on some stuff, but ultimately, in the long run, if you're consistent with it and you're doing business with the correct people, it's going to turn out like you envision, or even better. Nothing is wrong with doing your research and seeking out people who have already done it before you, who have knowledge about how to do it, and going to them and saying, listen, these are my plans, this is what I have going on, how is it that I can elevate in this? Because ultimately, these are your goals. This is your life. And you can't put it on anybody else as far as why you did not succeed if you know that you wasn't even willing to invest in yourself as an individual or in business. So I want to holler at Pop and ask him to help give us some tips on how we can invest in ourselves as far as that's just me, individuals and career-wise. What you think, Pop?
Individual and career-wise. First, you got to make a wise choice on something that's actually gonna make some money. A lot of us have unrealistic goals. People think that they're gonna get money that they ain't got to put in some music to just make one song, and they're gonna go spend some more money and perform at a couple local places, and they're gonna blow up, and that's gonna pay for their food and their bills and this, that, and the other. Sometimes you got to take baby steps to get to, make bigger steps.
Right.
So I say property is a good investment. I say businesses from anything to clothing and anything that's feeding the community and supported by the community, anything that's with awareness, empowerment, could really help, as long as you put in that work. I myself am an artist, but I have no problem getting on my knees and taking some pictures, working the camera, doing some editing. It's about working, man, and putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. Putting your money where your mouth is. Walking that talk. There should be a correlation between your words and your behavior. There should be a matchup between your words and your behavior. And nothing is wrong with taking baby steps. You should celebrate those steps, because at one point you wasn't even moving.
Jeezy sold about 500,000 copies out his trunk for about the second year in the game before he even got on. But before that, he didn't just get on it, but he also gave a bunch out. So he invested in a bunch of promo, gave some out, and the music was so hot that everybody wanted a mixtape CD, burnt CD. He sold about 500,000 copies out his trunk.
Yeah, do you think that that's like a big misconception? Because it's like they don't really know the level of work that needs to be put in. It's like by the time they see the video and stuff.
You gotta understand something though too, Melanie. How do I put this? So, very candidly. So, everybody got a whole different route, you know what I'm saying, to get to the finish line.
Right.
When Jeezy blew up, it was a whole different time in music. When Jay-Z blew up, it was a whole different time in music. The way the 6ix9ine kid, it don't work for everybody. Everybody has a different way to get to the finish line, is what I'm saying. So if it's anything to do with entertainment, work hard, invest, and it's about your investment. Once you get to a level in the industry, okay, well, my video's gonna cost me the way I want it, and everything, maybe the trip I'm gonna take, and okay, $5,000, $6, $7, $8,000, maybe $10,000. All right, in a campaign, I'm gonna spend $25,000. I'm gonna eat off of this song at least $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 on the quick turnaround, and hopefully, you invest in some good big shows and tours, and you start eating off your shows, and you ain't just relying on those spends, but you're doing some shows, man. You're doing some verses, you working, you getting around,
Mm-hmm. So put yourself out there. You all can do anything. This is Chicago. I don't expect anything less. We have always got up to it one way or another. And, we're diverse here. So like Pop said, everybody got their own lane, own little way of getting it.
Mm-hmm.
But just get it.
That's the bottom line.
Get it.
How they say it now?
And
Period.
Poo.
Period.
Get it and treat people better. Treat yourself better. Treat others better. Okay? That's what we got to work on here, our character as a people, and how we treat each other. And then I won't have to keep sharing these hotline numbers like the suicide prevention, because you don't realize that sometimes you done treated somebody so badly to where they done got beat up so much over a lifespan that now they at the point of killing themselves. And they can call 1-800-248-7475. Empowered Therapy, counseling for women. We got to do better, women. The way that we treat each other, all this low-key, catty, little, it's not cute. 1312-722-6932. And if love is beating the hell out of you, call the Battered Women's Shelter at 1773-375-8400. Keep it all love. Let's challenge ourselves to just do opposite of a negative, how we would have usually negatively responded to something. Challenge yourself to do the opposite of that when you trigger with it. and see what they get you. And start to pay attention. Hugs. It's all love and shy love.
I love you, Kay.
Little. I'ma make them boy remember me, yeah. I'ma make them boy remember how to fuck your friend, turn your enemy. This ice up on me, this shit and the fur. Dog is smoke.
Hey love, welcome back to the ChiLove radio show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeart Radio, and Spotify Premium. I want to just thank you all for taking the time to choose me to spend your 7 to 8 o'clock hour with. I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. I have been doing this since October. So far so good, would you agree? We're going to continue to be here at Pop Radio Worldwide, and we are accepting new hosts who wants to come in and do their radio show. If you want to talk about the news, fashion, sports, just what's going on in the current events, film, whatever it is that you want to talk about. Just make your appointment with Pop through email at popradio.worldwide@gmail.com. You will come in for an interview and you will get all the details that you need, and we will be welcoming you to the family. It's all love here at Pop Radio Worldwide. He is putting people on. So take your opportunity and do your thing. We also have at 12:01 tonight, if you are awoke, you can go to Walmart, which is usually open 24 hours or at least really late. Redbox, Amazon Prime, Google, Hulu, Netflix, In Demand, Tubi TV, Vudu, Pluto TV, through Mavic Films and streaming, and you can watch the newly released movie Magic. Come this week, March 14th, to the Shy Back Workshop. All the actors, all the models, and also if you want to be a baddie of the week through Pop Radio on Wednesdays, and you want to be a baddie of the week, please submit your pictures and your resume and everything to him, and he will be getting in contact with you all. But the actors and the models and everybody needs to be at this Shy Back event March the 14th. It's $50 through Eventbrite. You're going to receive the necessary keys to take your career to the next level. Now, we all know that we can receive as much information as we would like, but it is up to us to actually apply the knowledge. That's how you start to really manifest. You have to apply the knowledge. So make this investment. If you're a business for real, you will be able to write this off. And come on in and find out how to take your career to the next level. Today we were talking about the 2 youngsters who were taken into custody and who were not shot. They were shooting at some police officers, and ChiLove salute to the police officers who did not return fire on those babies. So thank you for that. But we must still find some type of way to come to terms with our relationship between the civilians and 12. We need to have some type of level of safety and respect that is real in real life and doesn't just look good on paper when it comes to the statistics and the yearly things that you all have to turn in. We also were talking about International Women's Day and how we need to support each other more, how we need to be more mindful of how we treat each other. We need to look more within ourselves to find out why we are mistreating other women or view other women as competition or feel the need to even tear one another down. And I also gave a shout out of some of the women who I have love for who are, doing good things in one way or another. So like I said, people, it's all love and shy love. If you are thinking about killing yourself, hopefully you're not, we got the suicide prevention number, 1-800-248-7475. Empower Therapy, Counseling for Women, 312-722-66 6932, and the Battered Women's Shelter at 773-375-8400. I'll see you all next week on the ChiLove Radio Show, Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, and Spotify Premium.
I done did a lot. You ain't did shit at all. Whipping up a pop, show you how to get it off. I don't really rock. I just get the brick across. Take it to the block. My shorties know I've been a boss.